And we turn now to a CBS 4 I-Team investigation. Our story tonight is about your money. More than $5 billion of your tax dollars went to aid American farmers in direct farm bill payments last year.
But the CBS 4 I-Team has followed this money and discovered all your farm aid is not going to the farm. CBS 4 I-Team investigator Stephen Stock found out where and to whom the money is going. And what's really surprising, this is legal.
This is where I grew up.
Eric Tiedig and his mother have struggled to keep the family's South Miami-Dade plant nursery going.
What we have here on the
during tough times and good ones.
The business, it really is a handful.
To help the nursery recover from damage left behind by Hurricane Andrew, they received $4,100 a couple of years ago in federal farm aid.
It's nice to know that that kind of benefit is there if you need it.
I got my first registered Angus in 47.
Amazing. Leroy Baldwin's family began farming about 75 years ago, raising cattle in Marion County. Rarely, if ever, have they gotten any federal farm aid.
We need to go back to fundamentals and start over again.
The fundamentals began back in the 1930s when Congress established the Farm Bill to prop up prices on things like corn, soybeans, cotton, and wheat to help small farmers survive the Depression. The CBS 4 I-Team has discovered that what was once a lifeline meant to save the small family farm has instead grown like a weed into something much more.
Then I got into the mobile home business.
Take Maurice Wilder, a self-made millionaire who drives to work not in a tractor, but a Rolls-Royce. He works in a marble-lined office in the Tampa Bay area, owns $500 million worth of property, including RV parks, office buildings, parts of an island, in Florida and around the country.
I really started buying farms as kind of a hobby.
A hobby that netted him $3.2 million in federal farm bill subsidies between 2003 and 2006, courtesy of you, the taxpayer. That's because Maurice Wilder also owns a dozen different farms in a half-dozen states.
If you're investing in the farm, you got enough money, you'd lose a little bit. Isn't that the cost of doing business?
Well, I don't believe that if we kept losing money like that, we wouldn't continue farming.
And while you might assume that your federal tax dollars, which go to support the farm bill, end up in places like this, a real living working farm, the CBS 4 I-Team discovered that to the contrary.
Only 19 Farm Bill recipients actually live and work on a farm. You'll never believe where the rest of the Farm Bill recipients live. More than 550 of them live not on a farm. Instead, they live
right here. That's right, in the city. Your federal tax dollars in the form of Farm Bill aid actually going to folks living and working in a metropolitan environment. More than $12 million, all going to folks living in the city.
Coral Gables writer Lori Berry and her cousin inherited a farm in Arkansas.
I am not the person who's risking everything.
Though she doesn't live on nor work a farm, she does buy fertilizer for those who do farm. Barry and her cousin also received more than $165,000 in federal farm subsidies between the years 2003 and 2006, including nearly $18,000 in direct farm bill payments.
So why should you get any of the money, the subsidy money?
Well, I suppose that is a good question, but I am materially involved to some extent.
Then there's the person living here at this exclusive home in Boca Raton. She got $105,000 in total farm subsidies. And the guy who lives here in Miami Beach, $225,000 in total farm subsidies. And nearly $55,000 in farm subsidies went to the person who listed this address here on exclusive Hibiscus Island, behind a security gate.
This farm bill is wasteful, is bloated.
Michelle Perez serves as a senior policy analyst for the Environmental Working Group.
It's certainly not what the original intent of the Farm Bill was all about. When you have millionaire landowners that receive taxpayer dollars every year just because they own land, they're not farmers, that's a system that's broken and needs to be fixed.
Just last month, Congress approved yet another multi-billion-dollar farm bill package, a clear sign the farm bill remains a hugely popular, if expensive, program that keeps on growing.
Obviously, it's popular.
I'm sure it is, but that don't make it right.
Now, all of these people receiving Farm Bill money but not actually farming are doing nothing wrong. It's all legal with the approval of Congress. Critics say that's the problem. And get this, among other Farm Bill aid recipients are Microsoft founder and sports mogul Paul Allen, David Rockefeller, and yes, even that great American farmer, wait, basketball player, Scottie Pippen. All of them got over $100,000 in Farm Bill aid.
And they really need that money.
They really need that money.
And one thing to point out, too, when they get this money, it's not that they have to prove, okay, I'm spending this on the farm.
No.
They could buy shoes for all.
They can continue to invest in real estate. They can do anything. I even asked Maurice Wilder, if he lost money on the stock market, would he expect federal taxpayers to subsidize it? He says, no way. But in this case, it's legal and it's all approved by Congress.
A lot of people right now are saying, I wish they would help me on this stock market. Wow.
Thanks,
all right,
Steve.
thanks,
You
Steve.
got it.